Hello everybody, Michael Goosebumps fan here. Hope you guys are doing well today. Today we're reviewing Friight. I had a great time for this book. What? Look at me like that for? So for real though, we're reviewing Fright Night today, and just to address the shirt real quick, it was kind of my off day. Yeah, I decided I was gonna wear a Garfield shirt today, so, I was kind of a little lazy today, so I just wanted to wear a cool shirt. But I have to make a video either way, so here you guys go. Fright Night review, let's just get to it. On to the blurb now. So the blurb reads as follows. Kelly Crosby is the new kid in school. Wow. So far, it's not going so well. Wow. He's already gotten lost, had trouble making friends, and annoyed by the monster that lives in the school basement. Fairly normal. That's right, this school has a monster. Oh yeah, that's in every school. All the area schools do. So every school basically in the state has a monster. Every year at a party called Friight Night. That's how I pronounce it. You might pronounce it Fright Night. There's Friight. See, you can see the title there. One unlucky kid gets chosen to be the monster's special guest of honor. Guess whose luck is about to run out? Certainly not mine. I killed the school monster. My ugly ass looks. I am the school monster. I'm actually in the school basement right now. I've been the school monster for years. Everybody fears me. I'm not kidding. Everybody hates me at school. Yeah. Friendless. Nobody likes me. I should stop singing Cold Out and actually get to the point. This book was fucking awesome. Probably top 3 sloppy rolled at the very least. Definitely number 3 at least. I had a lot of enjoyment in this book, and surprisingly, this book is probably the most consistent book I have ever read. Not even just in Goosebumps. Ever. I mean, ever. Like, every Goosebumps book has its low parts. This book had, like, none. There was, like, some really slower parts. Not really slower, but every part in this book was at least somewhat better than good. So, yeah, obviously this book was great. Let's get to the specifics. Why? And now, the upside. So the upside of this book, we already kind of rambled on just for a minute about them. One of them. This book had some of the best consistency ever. I have never been disappointed at a single section in this book. Nothing disappointed me. It lived up to what I thought it was going to be, and I was not disappointed in the slightest. Some parts slower than others, but nothing was less than good. It was all good or great. So far, the best, most consistent Goosebumps book, not just Goosebumps book I have ever read. Surprisingly, coming from a slappy-rolled book, which has a bad reputation. Though consistency isn't everything. Just because a book is good all throughout, in every aspect of the book. I mean, for at least the story-wise, that doesn't mean it's perfect. I think there's a lot of books better than it. I wouldn't even put this in the top 20. Top 50, yeah, definitely. Probably in, like, the 40 or 30s. But damn, this book just had some great consistency. Just was not better than any book. So, just fair warning, this is not the best book I have ever read. There's gonna be a few downsides. So that's consistency. This is actually a good way to end the sloppy rolled. It had a great story. The story was overall great, and which kind of ties into consistency, because if it's a good story, it's gonna be consistent for most of it. If it's not getting boring. Like, for example, The Dummy Meets the Mummy. That one had me cooked all the way through. Very awesome story, in my opinion, of course. Which is, like, the best slappy rolled book, in my opinion. Top 3 slappy books. I'm not kidding. I got in the top 3 for a slappy rolled book. It's inevitable something would get high. I mean, I'm high, but anyways, another thing that I must say, this is one of the most unique concepts in Goosebumps I have seen in a long time. We had some unique-ish books, but, like, literally the last book was just Chicken 2. We had a space book, which we've seen before, like, Zapped in Space. Something Dreamland, which is just Freddy Krueger concept. I just looked at, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, like, oh yeah, we'll just do that. Then Judy and the Beast, which is just your typical mystery story, snowy mountains, yada yada. 5th Grade Zombies, which is literally just a ripoff of I Was a 6th Grade Zombie and a bunch of other books that he's made about zombie kids. Not even just Goosebumps, I'm talking about Ghosts of Fear Street in general, spin-off series, probably Rotten School. I've read a few Rotten School books, they're seriously. Monster Buzz Bags, just Monster Blood. I'm not kidding, this is probably one of the most unique concepts. So he just went over why, with good reasoning. Most of the Cerebral books are just nothing new. This is new. This is unique. School monsters, probably a thing that already existed before, and trust me, I've heard of it. Goddamn, it fucking scared me with that scene. The first It, the It mini-series, whatever. But, I've never seen anybody really talk about it. I barely even knew it was a thing, and yeah, great book. With the concept. Great execution of the concept. I just like the idea a lot, and it's really nice to have something fresh, new, unique for once, at least in a long time for Goosebumps. Because as we went over, not very unique concepts. Most of them are just sloppy books. It's like, my god. I mean, not most of them. 7 of them total. 8 maybe. Anyways. Yeah, this book just had some of the most unique stuff I've seen in a long time in Goosebumps. I'm sorry, I'm rubbing the book. Another thing I really liked, it's probably gonna be the final one. The characters were actually somewhat enjoyable. They didn't make the story bad. They didn't affect the story too much negatively, of course. I feel like some of the characters were kind of weaker. Some of them. You might know who I'm talking about. You might not. I like all the side characters, like the teacher, this dude's friend, Kelly. There's a lot of characters in this book. There's some friends. Yeah, it says he had trouble making friends, but he really didn't. He just did not like the people that he was making friends with. Just saying. He didn't have trouble. That's the one part of the description that's kind of a lie. Which I noted it immediately when I read the description. I'm like, after I read the book, of course, I'm like, wait. But yeah. That is it for Upsides. I know it went on a while because, seriously, this book is actually a really damn good book. I'm very happy to report that because, damn, I was really hoping this was going to be good. And I had a little shred of doubt that it might not be good. And I've been hyping this book up for months because I really wanted to read it because it sounded so unique and cool. So, finally, that is the end of the Upsides, which has to get to the things I did not like about this book. So, some of the things I did not like about this book. There's about 2, maybe 3, that I might, bring up. If I can't remember it right off the top of my head, I might just pull it out of my ass, like, oh yeah, that was it. Remember on the spot. One of the things I did not like about the book was the pacing. It was not a big deal. It really wasn't. Sorry. And I felt like it felt really weird just to dive right into the book and just instantly get everything. 4 chapters in the book, you already know what the hell, what's going on. You know that the school has a monster in its basement. You know that Friight Night's a thing, which is kind of given if you read the bio. But it's still really quick, because most Goosebumps books take a minute to reveal this stuff. The only other example I can think of this is Beauty and the Beast, where it kind of just jumped right into it just a little bit. Nothing really just this fast. And it's really somewhat not even really recent anymore. The book's getting a little older now. Technically. But yeah, very, very weird beginning. Just jumps right into it. We don't even get, like, a car scene where they're just driving up or going to the house. They're just there. He's first day of school. We're immediately going to the school in the first scene of this book. Really shocking. Another thing that I felt like was a little disappointing about this book was the ending. The ending, I was not digging it too much. I mean, I still like it. It's just kind of typical to, like, do something like that really quickly for Stine. He really wanted to quickly wrap up this book since he knew he was getting really, really long. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, and the ending, it kind of leads into the other thing. Since it happens really close to the end, literally in the final chapters. We'll get to that in a second. The ending just really happens really fast, and it's nothing really good. It's just kind of bland. I wish there was something cool. I mean, I kind of saw it coming that they were gonna do, a monster in a different part of the school. I thought it might be monster that lives on the roof of the school, or maybe a monster in the ventilation or something. Somebody we haven't heard of yet. Maybe and it moves the music room, which is a cool idea, but I don't really know how that works. How do people get in there? Anyways, finally, Fright Night. I think we all, if you've read this book already, you kind of knew it was coming. You kind of knew it was coming. It barely had anything to do with this book. Now, don't get me wrong, it did have stuff to do with the book. It was like the main driving point of the book. He did not want to go the Monsters Fright Night, Kelly Crosby, or the Monsters Day, as they call it in the book. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing the monster. Anyways, he didn't want to be the Monsters Day because he thought, you know, he was gonna get devoured pretty quickly because he's probably terrible. He thought he was gonna do terribly, and I mean, understandably, I would be scared too. But that's it for Fright Night, really. The final chapters, literally the final, like, 2-3 chapters, we actually get to the Fright Night. Fright Night finally happens, and as, like, it's just the monster, we walk in the Fright Night, monster walks in, they start having sex, they start cuddling. I thought they were having sex for a second. I really did when they read the book, like, are they fucking? The two monsters. I mean, this is a spoiler review, but seriously, it was just that was it. That was Fright Night. That was the Fright Night they're hyping up throughout the book. That was a little disappointing. So, I really did enjoy this book, and that stuff does not affect the story too much. The story overall had a great quality, and even those segments where I mentioned, like, the pacing at the beginning was a little off, like the very first few chapters. Of course, the ending chapters were also a little weird, and I didn't like them too much, and it's kind of bad payoff for Fright Night. Nothing was bad, though. It was all readable. It was decent. I enjoyed it all. Just, I wish some stuff was a little better than others. Finally, we got to the rating. This was a longer review because I had a lot to say about this book. It was a longer book, too. 44 chapters. And now, surprisingly, with all the negativity, I'm gonna give this book a 9 out of 10. It's a damn good book. I personally think this is, if not Dummy Meets the Mummy or Diary of a Dummy, which are so far the two of the best Goosebumps Slap-Your-Old books I've read. That really did live up to what I thought they were gonna be. I mean, Diary of a Dummy surprised the shit out of me. I thought it was gonna be bad, but it had a great build-up and intro. There's a review for that on my channel. I think there should be. If not, I'll do a review eventually. This just really shocked me with the amazing quality of the book, because I thought, God, I've been hyping this up so much, it's probably just gonna be bad. And then as soon as I saw Goosebumps Completionist review, I'm like, oh, this might not be bad. It's coming from a Goosebumps fan as well, so I didn't complete the review. Now I can actually go complete it, so hooray. But God, I was just so happy to find out that I was completely wrong. It was actually really good. Had some disappointing stuff to it. Fright Night section really didn't do much. Sort of story could have been, you know, cut down a little. I didn't mention that. It's not really a big deal. It's fun reading it every way. The beginning and the end were kind of weird. Weird intro, kind of fast, you know. But it had some great, amazing qualities. The best concept for a Slap-Your-Old book in a long time, I think, ever. Like, God. I as soon as I heard this book, I'm like, I gotta read this shit. And I'm just as excited to read Scariest Book ever now. Seeing with this awesome way to end Slap-Your-Old. Yeah. This book just had a lot of great stuff, and it just overshines the bad stuff. Not too much, it's still noticeable, but it's still a great book. And it's a solid 9 out of 10. It's probably the highest I'll give it. I could lower it to 8.5. But this is way better than I Am Slappy's Evil Twin. That is the rating I gave that book. So, if that tells you anything. Anyways, that is going to do it for this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry for the quick outro. We just have to make this quick because this is a long video.